Hello everyone. Today we would create a script that would merge multiple PDFs into separate documents based on a specified key. For this task, we will use export PDF script, which was created in my previous video. We would need to add some modifications to create a sequence which would export PDFs first and then merge them accordingly. We would use 3 extra packages: Genius Walkie, Crumple, and Archelope. If you already know how to build export PDF script, you can skip to the next timestamp where the second part of the script starts. To start with, let's get all available view sets in the project. We will use it to define which sheets to export. Type down view sets and viewsets.views, then create a group and name it get view sets. Now we need to get sheet parameters that we use to build our new name for exported PDFs. Search for element.getParameterValueByName node, then double-click and type down the name of the parameters. In my case, I use the shared parameters which we use in the export PDFs video. They are just standard shared parameters assigned to sheets category. We also need to get sheet numbers as part of the new name as well. Keep adding all parameters for the new name. In my case, it's ORI level, company, and code. I also want to use the current revision parameter and sheet name. Select new nodes and create a group with get sheet parameters values name. Now let's build new names. Get list.create and add 5 items to it, then connect all output values from the previous group. If we specify the view set and try to run, you would see the list of values for each sheet. Search for list.transpose to rearrange values based on its index values accordingly. Look for string.join and connect our new list to string. Then get a code block and type down double quotes dash, which would be the separator. And once we press run, the new names would be generated. We also need to make sure we receive information on the second list level before we pass it further. Search for list.flatten and create a group with create new file names name. Now search for Revit.export PDF and export PDF options nodes from Crumple package. Get boolean and connect it to all inputs in PDF options node. Look for directory path to specify where we want to export files. Get back to the viewsets.views node and connect it to sheets input. Then connect our flattened list to the names input. Also, let's rename directory path node as we would need to differentiate it later. Name it directory for PDFs. Create 2 groups, one for export options and another for exporting node itself. First part of the script is done. Now we need to make sure Revit export all PDFs files first before start merging. Search for flow.wait for node and connect export PDF to wait for input and directory for PDFs to data, as we want to use the same directory path. Right click and get windows.directory contents to get all elements from the specified directory. Connect flow node to the directory path, then double click and type double quotes.pdf to make sure we only search for PDF files, and on the next row type false and connect it to deep search input, as we don't want to search through subfolders. Create a group and give it a name get directory content. Look for list.groupByKey node. This is a node that will sort out PDFs according to the specified keys. In this example, we would use a suffix of each drawing name. To get the suffix values, first of all we need to remove the file path from each file, so we only end up with PDF names. There are many ways you can do that, however I find this method to be the most flexible as it requires manual adjustments. Search for filesystem.filename and boolean as well. This node would allow us to remove the file path and the file extension from the file name. Now get string.split and create a code block with double quotes dash as our separator. Look for list.getItem at index node and also get integer slider. In this example, I use value 6 because this is the index at which our suffix code would be positioned after we split the file name. Create a group and name it Create Keys to Sort Files. Let's test our suffix keys now. Right-click on flow node and freeze it, so everything after that node won't run. Then specify the directory path and press Run to start exporting PDFs from the set. After everything exported, let's freeze the Export PDF node and duplicate directory node so we can test the second part of our script. If we run the script now, you would see all PDF content within a specified folder. However, the file system node did not receive anything. To fix that, all we need to do is save and restart the script. After you press Run now, you would start seeing the content being pushed. As you can see, we have an error saying that number of items does not match the number of keys. The reason for that is because we need to get information from level 2 in get items at index node. We also need to change slider value to 7, as this is where the suffix is actually positioned. The reason why I use slider here is because you might want to use different values as a key, which might be positioned at index 5 or 3, for example. It also makes it easier to control through Dynamo Player if needed. And if you press Run, you would see PDFs being split into groups by the unique keys. Create a group and name it Group by Selected Values. Now let's generate new names for merged documents. Search for list.firstitem and click bigger sign and select Use Levels. That way, we select first item from each list in the group. Get file system.file name to remove the file path and extension. Look for string.split and get a code block. Write double quotes dash and connect it to separator. Search for list.getItem at index node. For the index input, get a code block and type square brackets 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. Also make list input use levels. Once you press Run, you see that we actually need to replace index 6 as it is drawing title to index 7, which is the suffix number of the drawing. For this example, we stick with these index values. However, this is where you would use other index values to build names according to your standards. Now get string.join node, connect our items to string, then get code block and type down double quotes dash and connect it to separator. Our new names are now done. Let's flatten the list and create a group. Name it Create New Names for Merged Documents. Get file name to file paths nodes from Genius Loki package and connect new names to file names input, then search for directory path. Look for merge.merge.pdf node, connect file path output to target PDF, and go to the list.group by key node and connect groups to file names. Rename the directory path to new folder for merged files and create a group. Name it Merge PDFs. Now let's unfreeze export PDF with flow.wait for nodes and connect it back to the directory content node. The script is now done. Let's prepare it for Dynamo Player. Right-click in View Sets and select Is Input. Do the same for Directory for PDFs and New Folder for Merged PDFs. Save the file and open it through Dynamo Player. Let's remove PDF files which we used for testing. In the Dynamo Player, specify directories for both where to export PDFs and another folder where you want new merged PDFs to be placed. Also specify the view set which you want to use. After you press run, you would see that it starts exporting PDFs first, and once it's finished, it would merge and rename files according to their suffix values. I hope you liked this video and see you next time. Thank you.